Hi, I'm Annette Pasternak, also known as the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about morning routines. We're going to talk about why you might want to have a specific morning routine and what are the benefits, what you would include, or some kind of options to include in a morning routine, because there are lots of kinds of things that you could do that would be beneficial. So there's a little bit of picking and choosing and experimenting on different things that you might like. And I can talk to you a little bit about what my morning routine is like now and what it has been. It's, always evolving a little bit. I keep something for a little while and then I change it. And then we'll talk about how to be successful at implementing your routine, okay? Because that can be challenging for some people. It's doing something regularly, and that's really important. So the first thing we want to talk about is why I do a morning routine, okay? The most important thing that you want out of this morning routine is really to start the day with a positive mindset, and that will lead into your day. So a bit of peace in the morning, a bit of quiet, a bit of just being in touch with yourself, with your higher self, with God if you like to pray, or that can really set you up. It starts you off in a calm and focused state, which is actually really compatible with the ability to resist the urge to pick, okay? And the calm and focused state is incompatible with picking. So it really sets you off on the right note, these kind of morning routines that I'm talking about. It can start you off feeling grateful for the things that you do have in your life rather than looking at the problems, for example, the skin picking. And it sets the agenda to be your agenda. So we can wake up and start right away with other people's agenda, whether you have small kids and you're dealing with them right away, or whether you check your email and you're already working right away. It's really helpful actually to start the day just before it gets away from you. Start it with yourself. Start being in touch with your intentions for the day, what you want out of the day. And you can start to have that align with what do you want out of life. The big questions like, what do you want out of your life, out of the next few years, out of this year, out of the month, the week, and the day. And then what do you need now? Why would we pick the morning or first thing in the morning? It's really to make sure it gets done, because it's the only time where you can guarantee you haven't been sucked into something else already that takes you off track. And it like I said, it sets you up right for the rest of the day, and it's just it makes sure that happens. Okay, so you can intend to do something later on, but it's just, I find it's much easier to make a habit of something first thing in the morning. So I think the proper morning routine is really crucial for your success at recovering from skin picking, because of the nature of the things that you can be doing in the morning. Things like breathing and meditation that gets you into a quiet, calm, focused state. I mean, I love the way one of the teenagers I've worked with puts it. She realized that if she doesn't take time for herself in the morning for meditation, the picking takes time from her later. And really, it can set you up for success with everything. We're talking about skin picking, but really just success in life and whatever you want to do. I mean, it can just put you in not a reactive state of mind, but a really giving, attentive, present state of mind for the rest of the day, which is going to affect you. It's going to affect everyone around you. And, thinking big, this is going to have a positive impact on the whole world. Okay, so that's why some small reasons and some big reasons why you would want to start a morning routine. So the next question is, what do you include? Definitely some kind of silence, some kind of meditative practice is a good idea. Doesn't have to be the first thing that you do, but this is one of the real keys. And so what would come into this category? Definitely some breathing exercises, definitely yogic breathing. I teach certain breathing exercises, and this is a perfect time to start them, to practice them first thing in the morning. Meditation, lots of different forms. It really doesn't matter what kind of meditation you practice. This my philosophy anyways. It doesn't matter. They all lead to a similar state. And another thing you could do is prayer, if that's something that you are accustomed to and that you like, or even something that you want to try out. That's a really positive contemplative thing. But you might want some more active stuff. Like for some of us, myself included, it really helps to get our bodies moving first thing in the morning, even just for a little bit. So one of the things that I've done is turn on some music, like a couple of songs, and dance. Right now, that's not what I do, but I do a few minutes, like usually like a couple of minutes of just some vigorous jumping around and some specific exercises for my body. So that I do actually before meditation. Sometimes it helps to just get things moving and then quiet down. Otherwise, you're more in a sleeping state when you do your meditation. Another really great thing to do as a morning practice is writing, some form of writing. So there's a lot of options here. If you're a creative, you may have heard of the morning pages, like Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. She recommends 3 pages of just long form writing, just like whatever comes to your mind, basically, without stopping for 3 pages. So that's something I've done in the past. That's something I've been doing lately as well. And that's another way to kind of get in touch with yourself, get in touch with things, and kind of clear the junk out in the morning too, so to speak. You could also do gratitude. So gratitude list is a wonderful way to put you in the right frame of mind and remind you of all the things that you have that, it's good to be grateful for. And this really just elevates your energy and the way that you feel. And that can last throughout the day as well. Something else similar would be affirmations. So, saying positive things, whether it's about yourself, about your life. Affirmations can be a really good part of your morning routine, or visualization. Maybe I'll do another video sometime on affirmations. Goals, if you have any goal setting that you want to do, that's a nice time to do it in the morning. This is something that I love. So the 5-minute journal, I absolutely love this. I've used it. I've filled up a whole one, which takes you about a half a year, by the way, if you're doing it every day. I haven't done it lately because I've got another morning routine going, and it's just like you can't do everything at once, right? But I love that the way it's structured, and I love that it only takes you 5 minutes. So if you want to start small, this is a really good way to start. So you've got the date, it's got a nice inspiring quote, then 3 things you're grateful for, you write in the morning, and then what would make today great. So this is an excellent way to start the day with some intention, like really thinking about, what do I want today? Like what can I bring into the day? This is not like, what do I hope would happen that, you have no control over. This is something that, you can intend to happen and align your actions according to that. And then the daily affirmations. So you can say, starting with I am, what am I today? I'm strong and confident and productive, or I am relaxed and I use my tools, as far as like stopping picking, those kind of things, those kind of tools. So whatever you want to write there, it's can really help you set your day up Right. Set your day up with some intention, some positivity. And then the bottom part is for the evening. So 3 amazing things that happened today and how could I have made today better? Love this thing. Okay. Another thing that I love is the Miracle Morning. Okay, this is the book. This one is the Miracle Morning for writers. I haven't read this one yet. I must have the other one on Kindle, and I read it a few years ago. It's by Elrod. And if you are inspired to make a morning routine, but you need like a little more inspiration, definitely read that book. And he talks about the 6 components of a great morning routine. I probably don't remember all of them, but definitely there was exercise, definitely there was silence. Pretty sure there were affirmations and gratitude, and I think he had visualization, and I don't remember step 6, so so you have to read the book to find out. But that's a great book. And he has a Facebook community too, so people, keep each other going. And his big thing is that you wake up earlier to do it. So before implementation, I thought I'd talk a little bit about my morning routine, because I know sometimes people are really curious about what I have done, what I do, that kind of thing. For me, what's been super life-changing in my life has been meditation. And so I've had a nearly daily meditation practice for about 8 years now. And that's always started in the morning. So I always do that first thing, pretty much. Not necessarily first thing, but almost first thing in the morning. And that's kind of like the cornerstone of my morning routine. That I like to say the St. Francis prayer that I've been doing probably just as long. And those are like the cornerstone. And then other than that, it's fluid. And the amount of time I've spent in meditation has ebbed and flowed also, depending on what else I'm doing. So those are the other things. Like today, my routine is a little different. I've started doing the morning pages again. So that's actually what I start with. Okay, so I start with the vigorous exercise, like a few minutes is like jumping up and down. I had some reasons why I've needed to raise my cortisol in the morning, so that's been good. Starting with some exercise, and then I sit down with my book. I do morning pages, which takes about 20 minutes. It's 3 pages, wide ruled. If you're using college ruled, I recommend 2 pages. Otherwise, it takes way too long, in my opinion. I don't know if Julia Cameron would disagree with that. And so I do that. I switched to that since I've been doing some heavy metal detox and have to take some supplements at weird timings. So I find that if I, take something before, take something after that, it's a good timing, and then do meditation. And I've cut my meditation down now to 12 minutes. I used to do 20, I used to do 25. But for right now, with all the time it's taking to do the morning routine, the writing, this is a good routine for me now. And always before I sit down to meditation, I do an alternate nostril breathing. I do have a video on that, so you can look that up if you like. It's a very relaxing, balancing breath. And I always start with that, and then I do my meditation. Yeah, so those are what my morning routine has right now, the basics of it. In the past, I've done the 5-minute journal. I've done mantra repetitions. I've done, like I said, the miracle morning, some dancing. I don't want to get bored. Or there's also times when it just seems like, oh, you know what? I need a little bit more of this. I need something else. And so that's helpful. And then after breakfast, I've been doing the productivity planner. So this is from the same people that bring you the 5-minute journal. And this is really the essence of this is planning, okay, what needs to get done this week, and then daily, like what's the most important task of the day, and you make sure you do that, and then secondary tasks. And that's actually really, I find, helping me prioritize and get it done. You know, if it's just a decision that you make later in the day, well, you can weasel out of the hard stuff really easily. But if I think in advance and I say, you know, it's really more important that I get this, let's say, video done today, then I'm much more likely to do it. Okay, so now let's talk about really probably the most important thing, which is implementing a morning routine, and an area where a lot of people would struggle. So, you know, I'll give you some tips on that. I mean, first of all, you probably, or you may have to wake up a little earlier to do this. You know, you have to actually change your routine so you're waking up earlier. So, and you know, I would start small unless you're super ambitious and confident in it. You know, Hal Elrod's thing, he's like, you know, you can take an hour, and I think I was taking an hour for a while, but he also says you can do it in 6 minutes. Just do a minute of each, you know. So, and that's really true. Like, make it flexible. What you don't make flexible is whether you do it or not. Make a decision once. Okay, so you make a decision once that you have this habit in the morning, and then you don't have to make the decision every day. If every day I mean, trust me, with like meditation as an example, it's almost not a day where I don't think, oh, I don't want to go meditate. You know, my mind's just like that, very resistant. But almost as soon as I sit down, I feel better, and I never regret doing it, you know. And it's only that I've made that decision that, like, this is what I do. This is what I do every day. And so I don't have to decide every day, should I do it or do something else or not do it. So really make the decision in advance, and then it's not an issue. It's non-negotiable, you know. Something else that helps you implement is stacking your habits. So I always do my things in the same order, you know, every day. So there's, and it's like even more detailed than I told you, because it's more like, okay, get up, you know, use the bathroom, then take this supplement, then do my exercise, then get to the couch and take out my notebook and do my writing, and then go to the take the other supplement, go do my meditation, you know, well, the breathing, and then meditation, and then the prayer, and then I say some goals. I forgot about that part. But you see how when I'm going through the routine step by step in my head, like each new thing pops in. So this is called habit stacking. You want, when you're making new habits, you want to put them on top of something that you already do. It's going to be much easier, you know. So if you do drink a glass of water or something in the morning, I mean, that's a great time to set up, okay, after I drink my water, I'm going to do the next thing. And like, you know, start small. You don't want to do like this big thing that then becomes unmanageable and hard to talk yourself into. Just, you know, do a little bit at a time, and then you can always add in. You can add another habit after that, or, you know, do things for a longer period of time if you like it, whatever you want. And another really important thing is that you don't include your phone in your morning routine. So, you know, if you need a timer for something, I would not use the phone, and I would not check email or Facebook or anything until after this routine is done. Because like we talked about in the beginning, this is about you. This is about giving yourself what you need in the very beginning, before your mind gets distracted and before you start to do stuff reactively, which is what we end up doing with our phone, and, you know, being pulled in different directions. Okay, well, I hope you found this helpful, and I'd love to hear you comment on what your morning routines are, if you implement some of these things, and what you think about the resources.